Storm Team Weather Lab, KAMC meteorologist Kellyanne Class.
We had rain starting yesterday morning, continue throughout the afternoon and even overnight tonight. But now we're starting to notice that wintry mix that's really developing in some of our northern counties thanks to a cold front that's dropping our temperatures, increasing our winds and still keeping the rain around. And we actually did get a decent amount of rain across the area over the last 24 hours, especially down to the south of Lubbock. Some areas almost reaching 3 inches of rainfall and still more to go with some of the rain that we're already seeing right now. Satellite and radar showing that good big swath of rain right now. It is showing even some moderate to almost heavy downpours. Thankfully, none of these are severe. We did talk about a severe weather threat yesterday. None of that severe weather yesterday or this morning, and that's the good news. But it is going to create some issues on the roadways, especially if you are going to be traveling along the highway. But other issues are going to be up north. Notice we have that pink mixing in with that green. That's a wintry mix thanks to some colder air. Matador and Floydada right now are seeing some rainfall, but it could transition over to that wintry mix or even sleet as we get on a little bit more of that cooler air. And still some patchy areas right now. Muleshoe also getting in on that wintry mix. Same thing with Plainview and Silverton. That's because temperatures are below freezing. The good news is they're not below freezing in La Mesa, so even though the roadways are wet, we don't have to worry about icing, at least for right now, but potentially later on this afternoon and even overnight tonight. But still, nevertheless, roads are going to be slick this morning, so please take your time and leave extra time before you step out for work this morning. It's also very cold thanks to that cold front. Temperatures are well below freezing off to the north and west. Right now, 35 degrees here in the Hub City, into the 40s down to the south as that cold front continues to race on down to the south, which means it's going to get even colder later on this afternoon. And it already feels cold this morning thanks to these winds straight out of the north. These are sustained winds at almost 30 miles per hour, and they gust up to almost 40 miles an hour. So windy, wet, and it is cold. Take a look at these feels like temperatures into the teens and 20s for many of us this morning. Feeling like 22 degrees right now in Lubbock, feeling like the teens off to the north and west. And with this, we are still going to be expecting a little bit more of that cooler air to stick around. Also the potential for some more rain later on this afternoon. So it does look like the rain will even continue into the morning hours and then even still getting in on that wintry mix, especially off to the north of Lubbock. So slick roadways are still going to be the problem for later on today. But then by this afternoon, the rain actually does look to let up just a little bit with maybe a few lingering flurries or even a little bit of sleet. Otherwise, that system kicks off to the east, leaving behind some cloud cover later on this afternoon. The other factor is these temperatures. Feels like temperatures later on this morning still into the teens and 20s, but check out what happens during the afternoon. Still feeling like the teens and 20s because that cooler air just won't let up, and we still have those windy conditions sustained out of the north at about 20 to 25 miles an hour later on this afternoon. So it's going to be cold, damp, and windy. Really not a good combination, so you want to make sure you are bundling up throughout the day today. Do not forget the gloves, hats, scarves, but also the rain jacket along with the layers. High temperature today of 34 degrees. We actually reached our high early this morning, so these are the afternoon temperatures with the rain continuing. Also the windy conditions throughout the day today. And then we'll be noticing a little bit of a warm up on the way. Still going to be concerned about the icy roads overnight tonight and early tomorrow morning, as temperatures really won't even break below freezing overnight tonight. But then we start to warm up by this weekend. Sunday should really be a nice one before our next front moves on through. Almost a 40-degree difference from Sunday into Monday. That's West Texas for you.
Yeah, that's some pretty wild weather. Definitely wild weather this morning. Just remember that rain jacket. You don't want to be caught outside without it.
And the layers.
Yeah. Kellyanne.